do you measure, how do you test, how do you know that you are successful? What is your definition of success? Is it a gold medal? Is it a trophy? Is it money? Is it a feeling? Is it a beautiful home? Is it a great car? Is it beautiful people in your life? How do you know that you have achieved? The interesting thing about the successful people that I've met, experienced, have in my life, and I have them all over my wall in the gym, is that they are never satisfied with, regardless of how good they are at what they do and how much they've achieved, they want to keep getting better. So if they've won 50 gold medals, they want to win 51 gold medals. If they've won 17 world championships, they want to win the 18th world championship. Their test and measure is that they can keep doing what they love. Now, we've all got different tests and measures, and that's why I'm asking you that personal question. How do you know? So if you say to me, I want to be healthy, I want to be fit, I want to be strong, I want to be lean, what does that look like and what does that feel like? Strength for some people is that they can lift heavy things, and for other people, strength is they can overcome mental challenges. So if you want to be strong, what does that mean to you? How would you measure that you're strong? If you want to be really fit, how do you know that? Now, there are some technical measures. So as I always share, if you've got a low resting heart rate and you recover quickly after 100% effort of cardiovascular training, you know that you're pretty fit. But then I always ask, fit for what? So if you've got a body that is really physically fit and mentally strong and tough, how do you apply that to make sure that it's adding value to your life? So is it overcoming challenges? Is it a successful business? Is it being a great dancer? Is it being a great martial artist? Is it being a great parent? Is it being a good lover? There's a whole heap of ways to test and measure. But is it possible that if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a reason to do something, then you end up either stopping or failing or giving up, or you don't achieve anything because you haven't got a major purpose? So it seems to be that people who want to win world championships are the ones that win world championships. The ones that say, oh, it doesn't matter, and maybe and hopefully and eventually I could, they're the ones that they don't seem to achieve anything. If you're exercising for the sake of exercise, and maybe, okay, let's say it's to look good. But when you're as old as I am, there has to be a little bit more to it than look good, because obviously when you're older, there's going to be wrinkles and there's going to be a body that's not looking the same or even feeling the same as when you were 20 or 30. Now, the beautiful thing though about being fit and strong is that you can stay, and I'm a living, breathing example of this because I'm stronger and fitter than I was at 20. That's definitely for sure. But my test and measure is that I can live my life as an old lady with the same quality of life as when I was 20 and 30. So I can still do all the things that I want to do at the same speed with the same enthusiasm and excitement for life, even though I'm an old lady. And that's when people say to me, Rowie, how would you measure that you're healthy, fit and strong? It's that I can go and do all the things that I want to do. Now, I could test my resting heart rate and I could test how much I can lift. But for me, that's the thing. I want to be able to do all the things that I want to do. If you're going to test and measure your financial security, your financial freedom, your wealth, for some people it's $50,000 a year, for some people it's $500,000 a year, and for some people it's $50 million a year. But have you got a way of measuring? How do I know that I'm financially successful if I don't have a measurement for it? How do I know that I've got great relationships? What is your standard for relationships? We often say, well, I have to sacrifice and compromise in a relationship. But how do you know that the relationship that you're in is the right one for you? Often when you're in a new relationship, when it's all lustful and exciting and high heart rate and you feel, oh, I'm in lust. But after 20 years of a relationship or 30 years of a relationship, what is going to be your test and measure? Is it still be nice to that lust is still the test and measure? But how do you know that you're in the right relationship? What kind of person do you want to be involved with long term? Do they need to be trustworthy? Do they need to be loyal? Do they need to treat you beautifully? Do they need to be healthy, fit and strong? There's a whole heap of things that you could test and measure and say, yes, I know I'm in a great relationship because. And I'm asking that, this is a really important question to me because I deal with every day, and I'm sure you do too, with miserable, grumpy people who hate their life. They're not healthy, fit and strong. They don't have a career or business that they love. They're not financially free. They have crappy people in their life and they just whinge, moan and complain about it. And when I ask, how do you know, if you don't like how you look and feel, what does 100% look and feel look like to you? And often people can't explain it to me. So now I've got nothing to focus on, no purpose. So now I don't even know what I'm training for because I don't even know what that looks like when I get there. And that's what I love about sports people. I want to win a gold medal. I want to win a world championship. I want to be able to do that event in that amount of time, which gives me a purpose. I can test and measure. So that's just a very personal question. If you've got no purpose, obviously you don't get up. That's what the psychologists and psychiatrists share with me, that the depressed, unhappy people are the ones that don't have a reason to get up. So they just don't. They don't enjoy their life because they've got no reason to enjoy it. So if you want to have a life that you love, if you want to be happy, what does that look like to you and how would you test and measure? Rowie, I want to be happy. Well, how will you know that you are? Rowie, I want to be wealthy. How will you know that you are? Rowie, I want to lose weight. Okay, what does that mean to you though? Why do you want to lose weight? And do you really want to lose weight? Because I always ask that question, because you can lose weight by chopping your leg off or by dehydrating, or one of the things that loses a lot of weight, if you go on a low carbohydrate diet, every gram of carbohydrate that you don't eat holds 1 gram of water, so you lose weight really quickly. But what does that mean? A lot of people lose weight and they've got no energy and they still don't like what they see in the mirror, even though the scale says the right thing, because my test and measure is the scales. But what that measure on the scale, what will that help you to be able to do? And I think that's the ultimate question. Whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life, how will that make you feel because you can do? How do you measure that? And again, a very, very personal question because it's different for everybody. But is it possible that if you don't have a test and measure, you may not achieve anything because you won't know that you got there? There's a very funny quote. How do you know, if you do nothing, how do you know that you've achieved anything? Because you don't do anything. So if you sit on your ass and do nothing, then, well, is that my achievement? I've achieved doing nothing. And that's the reason I ask that question, because a lot of people say to me after they retire, they want to do nothing. Well, most people that do nothing after they retire die very quickly after that. Is it possible that we live with the 3 E's that I always talk about: energy, enthusiasm, and excitement for life, because you have a purpose? So what's your purpose? Why is that your purpose? How will you know that you've achieved it? And as the top elite athletes in the world will share, once you've achieved something, you need to set another goal. The elite athletes that have set a goal to win Wimbledon or to win a world championship or to win the gold cup or to get an Olympic gold medal, the ones that don't set another goal after that are usually the ones that end up with no purpose. They end up depressed and miserable and grumpy because they've achieved the one thing they set their mind to, but they didn't set another goal. So once you've achieved all the things that you want to do, what's the next thing that you want to do? So you've always got a reason, a purpose to get up. So you're always excited about life. The 3 E's, I'm enthusiastic, excited, and I've got energy to love my life. Wouldn't that be a great way to live? Could that be living your life to the max? Energy, enthusiasm, and excitement for life. Woohoo!